Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and today's video is this perfect family craftsman home that I have built here in Willow Creek. And it ends up having 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So it is perfect for a large family or a small family that just has a lot of grandparents that like to visit. And I had a very clear image for what I wanted for this. I wanted the picket fence, I wanted this little porch, but you will see, or you've seen, that I didn't include most of the building of the shell. I just felt like the video was already a little too long and I didn't want to push it. But yeah, I originally also wanted to have a pink door, but later on you will see when I finish picking out all of the exterior colors, it just wasn't really working, so I'll have to use the pink door idea for a future build. And I actually started making this, or I thought of making this, because the household that I'm using to play in the flower shop bookshop cafe that I made, they are going to start a family, and I just wanted a perfect little home for them to do that. And technically it is across the street from the flower shop, so it works perfectly. And as you can see, I am starting to figure out which siding I want, which color, which pack. I really had no idea what I wanted to do. I was trying to get it to work with the pink door, but I don't know, this one, the like base game pink just felt like too much. So I do end up going with this like light green siding from Growing Together. And I don't know, it just ends up looking really clean, really like, I don't know, it feels like sweet. Sweet is the word that I want to kind of come out with. But I don't know, it just worked really well with the like picket fence and everything too. I just felt like it felt very kind of like new as well, like it's been kind of renovated and done up, and I think the interior also looks like maybe it's been a little bit renovated, but it looks really cute. It's starting off a little bit closed off right now, but I do end up making it a little bit more open plan, so don't worry, I know it probably feels like very cramped, and yeah, also just like using too many archways, it just like was not, I don't know, it wasn't working for me. I wasn't on board with that. But I really do like the way that the layout works. I think that it flows into each other pretty well and feels very realistic for a family home, honestly. Here I'm just like trying to do like placeholder furniture to figure out how I'm going to lay everything out, because yeah, this one was a little bit awkward with the sliding door, but I just move objects on it and just move past that. And window wise, I have used these single windows from Get Famous, and I've paired it with the like triple window from Parenthood, which is kind of an interesting mix of things to use, of packs to use, but they actually worked really nice together. And I do know that Get Famous has like a 3 version, but I didn't want it to be like too matchy, repeaty, whatever, so I end up just like mixing it up a little bit. And here in the kitchen, I love the kitchen. Originally, I was going to use these counters from Parenthood. I love the texture that it has on top, and I thought the colors worked really well too. I think I've definitely paired these colors together before, but yeah, the only problem you'll see is that there's not like too much room for a dishwasher to look good. So I wanted to use one of the smaller dishwashers from For Rent, or the small dishwasher from the For Rent pack, but it looked really weird with these counters, like with the drawers and stuff. So I end up switching it for this, this counter from Jungle Adventure, which I know is like another weird pack to throw in the mix, but I do end up really loving the swatch that I pick out, which is like this kind of like, I don't know, I want to say it's like a gray brown, because it's not fully brown, but it's also not a gray. It's like, is this taupe? I hear the word taupe, but I feel like different people refer to different shades of whatever as taupe. But I also do something a little bit cool with the cabinets, because since this is a family home, you really do need cabinets. But because of the windows, it like you couldn't really put cabinets over the windows. So instead I use right now I think I'm trying out a shelf, but I end up using this kind of curtain rod item from the Desert Luxe kit that had a very, very similar swatch to the cabinets, and it just kind of like completed that molding around the kitchen. I thought it looked cool. Let me know what you guys think about that. But I don't know, I think it was just a really great way to complete the kitchen and not make the counters look, or not the counters, the cabinets look so like weird and floaty. But over here we're starting off in the dining room, and the dining table I think is from Seasons, and I've always loved this light brown swatch that it has, and I paired that with some chairs from Horse Ranch, and I think that rug is from Cats and Dogs. Oh boy. But yeah, I paired it with those chairs from Horse Ranch, and I don't know, it just looked really good. And this bookshelf that I use, later on when I'm taking the screenshots, this white swatch for some reason ends up like glitching out, having some really weird issue going on. So I end up switching that to like the gray swatch, which honestly looks nice. And this little area that we're working on here is the office. I really like this base game door. It's like called like the mega door or something that I used to add a door. I don't know, it's the door that I used. But anyways, it looks nice. I like that brown matches the dining table. And you saw me struggling with the bookshelves. I had no idea what to do with the bookshelves. I really had no idea what I wanted it to look like, what the office is even going to be used for. I don't know if it's like where the kids study, if it's where the parents have to work or whatever. But yeah, I end up just picking the desk first and then moving on to picking the bookshelves. I was trying really hard to not use the bookshelves from Crystal Creations, but I just love them so much, and I did use the desk from it, so I just gave up and used, or sorry, I should say I just gave in and used the bookshelves from Crystal Creations. I really love them, and the color worked great with the wallpaper, so yeah, I don't know, it's just 10 out of 10 furniture piece in The Sims, I think. And I also used these curtains from the Modern Luxe kit because they worked really well here. And over here, we are going to struggle with the love seat situation. I don't know if you watched my last build, the Aries apartment build, but I am having a week of indecision. I was struggling so much. I am pre-recording both of these builds. So the Aries one and this build that we are watching now, because when I release this, I will be returning from a trip to see the Northern Lights in Norway, which is really, really exciting. But yeah, I was already very like oversaturated with the pressure, with like the fact, I don't know, with just like building both of these very close together. But I think they both turned out amazing. If you haven't seen my Aries apartment, I highly recommend that you go check it out because I don't know, it ended up being really cool. I'm very excited to kick off my Zodiac series. Every month I'm going to be making a new apartment that is going to be based off of a zodiac sign. And I obviously had to kick it off with Aries because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and we're also in Aries season now. So I don't know, I'm just very excited to slowly roll out different builds for that because yeah, it's gonna take me a full year. So I don't know, just keep your eye out for those. I love that. Anyways, the office is coming together pretty nicely. I've added a guitar in here because I love the guitar lore. Do they actually know guitar? Are they learning guitar? Do they only know 2 songs and just annoy the crap out of everybody when they play them? But yeah, I don't know. The office turned out really nice, even though it took me a while to get there. And we're just back in the dining room here trying to figure out some curtains. I decided to go with these ones that I think are from Desert Luxe. I don't know, I just really liked them. They were very flowy, very airy, just had a good vibe to them. And we are doing a little bit of the back porch right now. We're not going to do like the complete yard, but just kind of adding a little bit of an awning. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like maybe it would be nice to have a little bit of like sun coverage so that you're not just, I don't know, it's not just fully open. And it also cuts up this like back wall a little bit. It just felt a little bit like flat without anything coming out or splitting up the windows and stuff. But yeah, I just place a grill and come back inside to complete the living room. And this is definitely more of a living room than a family room. You might have seen me place some, there you go, there is a basement that you might have seen me place the stairs before, and just now I placed a couch down there, very sneaky. But yeah, there's kind of like more of a family room downstairs, and this is more of like a bit of a formal living room, but again, I think, this is a family home, so the lines can get a little bit blurred when it comes to the rooms that kids are allowed in and the rooms that kids are not. But yeah, I use this fireplace from Growing Together. I use the coffee table from Crystal Creations, as well as the love seats. And I think the couch is also from Growing Together. So I think those are the 2 packs that I probably use the most now that I think about it, which makes sense. I think with the style that I'm going for and my own personal taste, that it would meet in the middle at Growing Together and Crystal Creations. But I don't know, I'm thinking about craftsman-style now. I've mentioned before that I don't really like craftsman-style, and I don't, but I really did my best to make this because, again, I wasn't making it for me, I was making it for those Sims that are running that flower shop. And I honestly just wanted to make them proud. But over here you'll see me kind of fiddling with the curtains a little bit. I've decided to size them down, or just the ones that are on the single windows, because they just felt a little bit chunky. I always feel like these curtains stick out a little bit too much, so it's hard to place furniture around them, but they're still really nice. And we are working with this kind of entryway area, and that coat hook hanger thing, I end up switching sides. And yeah, I don't know, it felt really stuffed into that corner, and this side next to the door felt really empty, so yeah, I end up switching it, and over where that is, I end up placing a shoe rack and a mirror, and it looks way better. But yeah, we're finally upstairs, and we're starting off with the child's room, and I just made this very feminine. I think I wanted the pink door and I couldn't use the pink door, so I decided to make a very pink kids room. And I used these curtains from high school years, which I don't think I have ever used before because they are so aggressive almost, the size of them and the texture. It was just, usually they're too much, but instead I just sized them down and kind of made them go along the top. And I was struggling a lot with the layout of this room, as you can probably tell. I really don't know why I was struggling so much with this, but then I cut out this little corner and placed that, I think it's paranormal stuff, desk over there, and I don't know, it just all came together pretty nicely after that. The personality that I imagine for this kid is that they're kind of overachievers. They really like to do a lot of things, so they do a lot of things. And you'll see later when I make the teenager's room in the basement that the teenager is also very much an overachiever. So I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of competition, a little bit of comparison. You saw I wanted to put in the science table, but it just felt like too much. It was very aggressive. I wish there was a more discreet kind of one, so that it was easier to fit into this room. But anyways, yes, they're an overachiever. They just like to do a lot of things. They're really smart, and they're also really creative and athletic. So I tried to fit in as many activities in here as possible, which I'm pretty happy about because I feel like usually for kids' rooms, I keep them really, really minimal. And I don't know, this one, it was just full maximum activity-wise. I also put in the friendship bracelet making kit. I put in the diary from Parenthood because they are going to have emotional control. So yeah, I don't know. This room is very childish, very colorful. Even though the main color is very clearly pink, I do incorporate other colors. I do end up adding in some dark browns. I think I do that in post-production. But yeah, having this kind of green rug, and oh yeah, there we go. I'm adding the dark browns now. So yeah, this kind of green rug, and even the pillow kind of ottoman puff item, chair, seat, whatever, also adds a little more color. But yeah, just trying to add some things on this very blank wall because the rest of the room felt like a lot, so it was a little bit weird if that wall was a little bit too blank. And this room is going to be our nursery. So in here I place a bassinet and a crib. I don't think that you need to have both a newborn and an infant. Mostly I just imagine there's the bassinet and then there's the crib for when the newborn becomes an infant. And yeah, this one also I tried to keep very neutral. I feel like it's nice to have some more neutral nurseries so that there's not too many colors that will stop the baby from sleeping. And I know that this is The Sims, so it doesn't really matter, but I don't know, in my head, I like making like nurseries be a little bit lighter. And I also really like the way that I made that like, I was about to say shelf rug, the sheep rug. I don't know, it was really cute the way that I kind of curved it. And yeah, over here I end up placing the rectangular sheep rug to kind of like also fill that in. I don't know, I just like the shape that all of that made. It like connects both the crib with the bassinet and ends up looking really cute. I placed in another dollhouse that I just sized down, and it really doesn't affect the playability at all when you size these dollhouses down, which I'm really happy about because they're huge. I don't know why they're so big. It's so unnecessary. I remember in The Sims 3, like it's literally just one tile, but these ones are absolutely massive, so unnecessary, so chunky for absolutely no reason. And yeah, for curtains, I just used these base game ones in this white color. Just tried to keep it very simple, and I really like the cloud lights that I placed above the dollhouse. And yeah, I ended up moving the crib so that it's against the wall, so that so that you can kind of use the space in front of it a little more to play with your infant. And here we are starting off with the parents' room. I didn't really know the color scheme that I wanted. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to incorporate the parents' personality into this room. I feel like the parents are very neat and they're very tidy. They're not very cluttered, so they don't want a room that's very cluttered and distracting. Makes it a little bit harder to sleep. So yeah, I do really like, I used these tables. The like nightstands are from Growing Together, and so is the bed. I really like the swatches on those. It like looks really nice and kind of like adds a little bit of boldness to the very light green room. And I chose this like base game light green wallpaper to slightly match the wallpaper in the rest of the house, but to just be a little bit different. And I love this mirror from Horse Ranch that actually like matches that green. I don't know, it just looks really cute. And I also like the way that the green works with the purple that's in the nightstands. I don't know, I love green and purple, so getting to mix them together is really, really nice. And I do switch the dresser from the base game one to this one from the For Rent pack because I really liked the wicker that it had, and I feel like that kind of like is a callback. I mean, not really a callback, but it's almost like a reference to the wicker in the bed. So I don't know, I just felt like it matched. It looked really nice together, and yeah, just trying to pick a rug. I picked this fur one. I think it looks really nice. I did change the swatch. Oh no, do I not switch back? Oh my god, I've been, like I said before, I'm pre-recording, so my mind is everywhere when it comes to these. Okay, well, you know what? It still looks nice. It still looks nice, even though I really did like the purple. It still looks good. But yeah, I'm just kind of adding a little more stuff around the room. I add this painting with a shelf underneath just to add a little bit more, just something more to this room, because I didn't want to add any hobby items. I really just feel like they don't do anything in this room except just sleep. Yeah, like they're just too busy, and also they have like the office downstairs, so they don't really need skill building items in there. And we are starting off with the basement, and you'll probably notice that I skipped over any bathroom building because, well, this build is really long and you don't need to see that, but you will see all the bathrooms in the screenshots. And this living room came together really, really quick, I guess family room. I just made that like custom console wall using base game cabinets. And yeah, I used this couch, I think it's just like base game. It's like an unlockable item that you can get through the Tech Guru career. And I really love this rug that I used. The rug, like this rug specifically, the swatch, I think the rug is from Get Famous, but the swatch is so perfect when you're kind of trying to make like a mid-century style whatever. I don't know, I love the colors, and the patterns on it just look amazing. And we do have a laundry room down here, and I did put an archway, and I feel like in real life, if you're trying to watch TV and the dryer's going, you do not want to have an archway. You would want to have a door. But I don't know, I just decided to put in an archway, and you also have a sink in here, some hampers, and a little trash can. But over here is the teenager's room, which I imagine used to be a guest room, but then the teen moved down here and they didn't paint the walls, they kept it the same, but they just kind of moved in a bunch of really cool furniture. And I was trying to like figure out what personality the teen was going to have as I was building. And as I kind of mentioned before, I decided that they were going to be a little bit of an overachiever as well. In post-production, I actually end up adding a lot of trophies in here so that there's actually proof of their achievement. So yeah, having those on display probably doesn't help calm the competition between the siblings. But yeah, I use a lot of blue, black, and white in here. I also, I guess, add a little bit of like the industrial vibe. I think after the Aries apartment, I just have the industrial vibe on the mind. But I don't know, it ends up looking really nice. I do clutter it a little bit too. It definitely does feel very much like a teenager lives here. These are the shelves that I later put all of the trophies on. And yeah, I just feel like they like to do a lot of things, and they just do those things. And they probably are on their way to college, ready to get pretty much all of the scholarships because of how many interests they have. I think that's a really cool component that The Sims has, which is like the scholarships. So you could pretty much just get a full ride if you have enough skills that are honestly just at like a mid-level. But yeah, here's where I'm trying to find some clutter around. Because I imagine that the parents were really neat, I felt like it was very necessary to make the teens' room like very cluttered and dirty, because they are just kind of making up for the fact that their parents don't let them clutter up the rest of the house. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like that happens a lot with parents and teenagers. I had a friend who had a very, very neat apartment, and it was because their family was like always had like a very cluttered family home. So then it was, I don't know, it was just a very funny, I guess like juxtaposition would be the term if I'm not losing my mind. But yeah, we are working now on the backyard, the back porch, where yeah, I really just placed like a dining area, some planters, and yeah, I think the porch is not too interesting. It's honestly not that big. So, but yeah, this front porch, this was also something that I had very clear in my mind that I wanted, which was some seating up here. I don't know, just to kind of, this like neighborhood is like on a cul-de-sac kind of thing. So it felt really nice to kind of let the kids run around the street and sit on the porch and have a tea and just kind of chat with your friend. I do have the rocking chair right now, but I switch it to the like outdoor chair that matches this little table that I used. These ones, they're base game. I think they came in a patch, and they just looked really nice. And I also add some wind chimes. I don't know if you guys managed to grab the backyard stuff pack, which is free still potentially. Yeah, it's like literally $0, and you can get that entire stuff pack. They're really into stuff packs lately. I'm really into stuff packs lately. But yeah, I also place this little swing set and just do some very light landscaping. I didn't feel like you needed too much. The neighborhood itself doesn't have like super heavy landscaping. It just kind of has little patches here and there. And of course I do also add in some more landscaping in post-production. So this isn't all of it because I felt like it was already a very long video and just a lot of landscaping already. But yeah, I always like lining especially the very back fence with some bushes, and I really like these 2 trees that I added. And I also used a few debug items or not debug, but like live edit object items for the landscaping, especially around this little area. So because there's a basement, but we also have a foundation, the foundation kind of makes it, the basement kind of makes the ground stick up, or like the terrain. So I placed these debug bushes live edit object bushes to kind of cover that up, that weird little lift that you can see, which is honestly fine because like terrain in The Sims is already a little bit too flat. So having like that extra dimension is really not that bad. But yeah, adding all of these hedges also made it look like that much more natural. And later on, I also, I think right here, I'm placing these low-lying pale flowers that I feel like always help give like any landscaping area a little bit more of like that natural overgrown look. I don't know, I really like doing that because not everybody is able to keep up with their landscaping to keep it all trim and nice. I just feel like that makes it look more like there's some grass peeking out. And I also add some hydrangeas around. That's something that my family home had a lot of, is hydrangeas. So I really like placing them, especially when I'm making family homes. And we are placing some stepping stones here at the front, and I am getting better at not like taking forever to place them. But here we are in the screenshots. There you can see that extra landscaping that I added, some like window flower boxes, a little bike at the front as well, so your kids can learn how to ride their bike. And yeah, the outside, the exterior ended up looking really, really nice. I didn't go too heavy on the landscaping, just some extra rocks around. And here's the front porch. I didn't touch this in post-production. It was already perfect. And this is the entryway with all the changes that I had already mentioned that look super, super good. And our living room that I didn't really clutter too much after I stopped filming. Again, I feel like this family, or at least the parents, are quite neat, so they don't really want it to be too cluttered. Even like these puzzle boxes, I feel like they don't actually, like, I don't know, they're not supposed to be there, like they're in the middle of cleaning up or something. And yeah, here is the kitchen dining. I placed some of these like picture frames from Growing Together around so that you can fill that up with your family's photos. I also added a hutch, and here is the office. I, again, didn't clutter it too much. I really feel like they're minimal clutter. Maybe I'm just making an excuse for that because I just didn't have the energy or like mental ability to clutter this up too much. But I did spend a lot of time on the landscaping because I feel like that's something that, I don't know, if I was downloading something from the gallery, I wouldn't add landscaping, but I would fill up the interior with extra clutter if I wanted. And this is just like the landing up top. I added a little window seat and a plant. And this is the bathroom, the like main bathroom. I really like how this turned out. I used a lot of Parenthood in here. I just really like that style. It's again very craftsman. And this is the kids' room. I think I did change a little bit of like different swatches and stuff, just on the little like pillow seat and the dollhouse. Oh yeah, and the chair. The chair used to be brown and now it's blue. I love that blue. It matches the pillow seat and everything. And I also added a bulletin board and that hook with the purses. And we are in the nursery, and I didn't really change this one at all. I think, yeah, I just added like those 4 paintings on the wall. I think that they're super, super cute. This room is already just like super warm and fun and perfect. So I really didn't need to change too much. It's very simple. It's a pretty short life stage. And here is the parents' room. I just added that like entryway table with some like boxes and some books and just some art on the walls. And I also added these robes. There was no room for them in the bathroom, but I felt it looked fine. And here I didn't have too much room for the shower and it was clipping into the window. So I just made it open and I added like a rug that looks like a drain. And it just, I don't know, it looked really nice. And this is the hallway that goes into the basement. And here you have the basement. Again, I didn't do too much to this. I just added those like crates with the vinyls and yeah, I just left it very simple so you can clutter it up with whatever your Sims interests are. And this is the bathroom that we have down there for the teenager and just anybody that is in this space. I did use the Homestyle Chef wallpaper in here and also in the laundry room, which is where we are. I love this laundry room. It's such a simple room, but I don't know, I think it looks really cool. And this is the teenager's room. I just added like a little bit more decorations on the walls. There you can see all the trophies that I added as well, because they are a star student. And this is the last space that we are going to see, which means that it is the last few screenshots. But I really hope that you guys enjoy this. Feel free to download it from the gallery under the same name that I use here, maiplaysthesims. But anyways, bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, comment, and share with your friends. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye!